Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. So in my previous video, I talked about my weight loss struggle, the things I did in order to lose weight, what worked for me and what did not work for me. I'm going to share the link of that video in my description section, so please try and watch it. So for today, I want to talk about what actually worked for me, and that is intermittent fasting. So the topic of today is the basics of intermittent fasting. So after my second child, my weight was really going out of control, and I decided to do something about it. I came across intermittent fasting and I noticed it's not something new. A lot of people have recorded tremendous success using intermittent fasting. So I've come across a lot of diets out there. We have the keto, Atkins, paleo, all of them focusing on what to eat in order to lose weight. To me, they are not sustainable. I talked about this in my previous video on the reason why some of these diets, I talked about keto in particular, why it is not sustainable. So it focuses on what to eat, but intermittent fasting is a lot easier. It doesn't focus on what you eat, it focuses on when you eat. So how does intermittent fasting help you lose weight? Your insulin levels increases when you eat, and when you're fasting, your insulin levels decrease. So when your insulin levels are low, you're burning fat. It facilitates fat burning. So the idea is to keep your insulin level low for a period of time so that you can burn fat, and then you repeat the process daily until you get to your goal weight. It's quite easy, isn't it? So choosing a fasting plan, there are different ways you can fast. This depends on your schedule. It also depends on how much weight you want to lose. So it's all about you. You're the one that will choose what is convenient for you. So for beginners, I advise you start with 16-8. 16-8 is, I think, the easiest of them all. So you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 hours. Someone might say 16 hours, that is too much. But remember that 16 hours includes your sleeping time. So when you're sleeping and you're not eating, you're also fasting. So let's take for example, you stop eating by 6 p.m. in the evening. That means you're going to take your next meal by 10 a.m. the following morning. So if you count that, that is 16 hours. And then from 10 a.m. you can eat your breakfast or whatever, and then stop eating again by 6 p.m. and then you repeat. The cycle continues until you get your goal weight. So 16-8 is quite easy. It's something that somebody can do. Stop eating by 6 p.m. and start again by 10 a.m. You're going to lose weight. It sounds very difficult, but as time goes on, it's nothing. In fact, to me, I don't consider 16-8 as fasting any longer because it's actually nothing to me. So you can also do 18-6. As I said earlier, it depends on your schedule. It depends on how much fat you want to lose and what you can accommodate, your limits. Some people cannot stay hungry for a very long time, so you have to consider and factor all this in when choosing your fasting plan. Another fasting plan is 18-6. It's similar to the 16-8. The difference is that you're going to fast for 18 hours and then you eat for 6 hours. Which means if you stop eating by 6 p.m., the following day you're going to eat again by 12 p.m. So that is 18 hours. And from 12 p.m. you're going to eat till 6 p.m. So the period in which you eat is called your eating window. And the period where you don't eat is called your fasting window. So your eating window for 18-6 is 6 hours. Say from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then you fast and the cycle continues until you reach your goal weight. And there's another one called the warrior diet, which is also what we call 24. You fast for 20 hours and eat for the remaining 4 hours. This sounds a bit extreme, but this is the method I used in losing weight. 24 to me is actually the best way if you want to lose weight and lose it fast. That means if you stop eating by 4 p.m. the previous day, the following day you're going to eat by 12. That means your window is just 4 hours, 12 to 4. You can shift it maybe 10 to 2, depending on how you want it. It all depends on your schedule. For me, 12 to 4 actually worked for me. It was very easy for me to do, and that is what I'm still doing up to now because I've not yet achieved my goal weight. So 24, I recommend it if you want to lose weight, but don't start with 24, start with 16.8, and then you gradually build it until you're able to do 24. And I want to let you know that it gets easier. I know it sounds like it's a lot, but as time goes on, it gets easier. It feels like you're not even doing anything and you're burning fat. That's why I like intermittent fasting. It's like you're not putting in any effort, but you're seeing results. Another fasting plan is 5-2. So this time around, you'll be fasting for 5 days and then you eat for 2 days, in a week. We have 7 days in a week. That's why it is 5-2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So for 5 days, you're going to keep your calorie below 500 grams. It's not like you don't eat at all, but you keep your calorie below 500 grams. And then for the remaining 2 days, you can eat as much as you like. And that is advisable to keep your 2 days eating window on weekends, and then you fast during the weekdays. This method is also good, but I've not tried it before, but it's part of the fasting plan. If you check your schedule, if you look at yourself and you think it's something you can do, then why not go for it? Another method of fasting is alternate day fasting. So that is eat, fast, eat. It means you eat on a particular day, the following day you don't eat at all, then the next day you eat. Just like that, you alternate it. So if you're eating on this method too will help you lose weight. It's also a fasting plan. So you check yourself, if something you can do, then you go for it. Then finally, I want to talk about another fasting plan called the extended fasting. This is when you fast for 24 hours and above. So some people will fast for 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. So when you don't eat anything for 24 hours and above, it's called extended fasting. I've never done extended fasting. I know I fasted for 24 hours, but nothing. Okay, yeah, I've done 36 hours. 36 hours fasting, and I got very hungry at a point, but after some time, the hunger just vanished, and a lot of people have shared their experience doing extended fasting. It's like as you go on, the hunger diminishes and you don't actually feel hungry again if you can overcome that first hunger. So extended fasting is also good if you want to lose weight, but sometimes people tend to overdo it. So if you're doing extended fasting, you have to be sure that you're not starving yourself. So when starting fasting, there are some things I'll recommend, because just like when you're adding weight, you don't notice it. You just wake up one morning and your jeans does not fit it any longer. So that is how it is when you're losing weight. It just goes gradually. You will not notice it. In fact, sometimes you may notice that you're losing weight, but people around you will not notice it until after some time. Then they were like, oh, it's like you're losing weight. But it's very, very slow, a gradual process, not something that you notice. And this discourages a lot of people when they start for a week and 2 weeks or 3 weeks and they feel they are not seeing progress, they drop. So I want to give you tips on what to do when you start intermittent fasting or any other weight loss method, so in order to help you to stay focused. So for one, get a tape, a measuring tape. Why getting a tape? This will help you to measure yourself, your arms, you measure your bust, measure your stomach, your waist, measure your laps, measure your hips, and write it somewhere. This will help you to track your progress, because maybe after 2 weeks you take the same measurement again and check if you're losing inches. So this is one method to help you keep focus. Get a measuring tape. Number 2, get a scale. I know some people, will tell you ditch the scale, don't use the scale, but I advise that when you're starting intermittent fasting or any other method you want to use in losing weight, get a scale. It will help you to track your progress. You will not feel you're losing weight. It is this scale and the measuring tape that will help you track your progress. So get a scale and you can be measuring. I used to measure weekly when I started. Then after that, I measured bi-weekly, that is every 2 weeks, to see my progress. And then when I measure myself, I have an app. Okay, I'm coming to that. When I measure myself, I try to keep record of it so that I can see my progress every week and see if I'm doing something right, or if there's something I need to add, or if I need to up my exercise, or I need to reduce my food intake. I just use it to track my progress, and it's very good. So get a measuring tape and get a scale. Number three, something else you should get when you want to start your weight loss journey is an app. There are many apps out there that can help you. These apps will help you to be consistent. So get fasting apps. I don't want to mention anyone, but when you go to your Play Store and you type in intermittent fasting app, there are so many of them that will pop up. So just get one and use it to track your fasting. That means it will help you to input when you started fasting and when you stop fasting. Some of them will help you to track your weight progress. Some of them will remind you to drink water. There are so many things these apps can do. So get a fasting app. It will help you to be consistent. So and make sure that you input your records every day in the fasting app. This will help you to be consistent. Another thing you should get is your coffee or your green tea. I recommend it. So during your fasting window, instead of drinking, if you don't want to drink plain water, you can take your coffee. Coffee makes me very energetic, so I like taking coffee, black coffee. You don't have to add any creamer. Or you take your green tea without sugar or milk. That will help you, will keep you full a bit until it's time for you to eat. So the hardest part is starting. It gets easier as time goes on, and I can let you know that you will lose it. I can assure you, it is not something that I just came across. It is something I have tried, and I know that it works. So just get started and follow some of the tips or all the tips that I have given you in this video, and you'll be sure that you're going to lose weight. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please don't fail to subscribe and also turn on your notification button so that you can get my videos, be notified anytime I share a new video. Also try and like. I want to know your thoughts. I want to share your thoughts. Please comment on the comment section. I'm going to reply every comment. Let me know if you're willing to start intermittent fasting. Let me know your struggles. I'm willing to help or coach you if you need someone that will coach you on intermittent fasting. Thank you very much once again. Bye.